So, day one of chemo. Well, actually, I had it yesterday for the first time in my life. Um, what was it like? Well, it was a long day because I had a chemo schedule set up like however many years ago, well, months ago, to start on the 6th of September, and then I ended up going into hospital with sepsis. And that happened 12 weeks after the original operation, in a site completely away from the original operation. Nobody understands how I got it. So all the schedule I had set up to start from the 6th of September disappeared. And so I was already past the window of giving chemo, and they wanted to give me triple strength. Oh, got to be kidding. And all this type of thing. So, but because now I then went and got sepsis, your immune system's a bit compromised, isn't it? So they thought best not to start off with the triple threat killer, and no, we'll try her on just one drug and see how her immune system gets on. And then if it's okay, then we'll hit her with the triple strength killer on month 2. So, but in the meanwhile, of course, I'd missed all my schedules and all my courses and all my this, that, and the other. So when they decided that yesterday was chemo day, we thought, okay, we'll have to get everything done on the same day. So we did, what did we do? We did bloods first thing in the morning. Then we did consent, I think. After that, then we did PICC line, insert PICC line to feed the chemo drugs through. So that's going to be stuck on my arm for the next 6 months. Oh, and what a to-do that is. And then what did I do? I went to see the counsellor. And then just before they were going to give me chemo, I went, you haven't gone through my drugs yet, the stuff that I take at home, to see whether it will react with the gemcitabine that I'm currently on for chemo. So then she was just going to press the button to shove it in me. Instead, she ended up walking out with a bag full of drugs. And then came back about 15 minutes later and says, the pharmacist would like to have a word with you. And she'd kind of split the drugs into, these are my vitamins, we're all right with those. And these, we don't know what they are. They're probably going to say no, but I'm going to ignore them because doctors never like to know that you're doing anything homeopathic. So, but if I don't put back into my system all something that because they're busy giving me medication that will kill everything in my system. So I need to put it back as quickly as possible. So I will be using my stuff, whether they like it or not. I will just use one at a time. I'm just going to use one each day, and therefore I will know if any particular drug affects me. So by the end of it all, of course, I'll be taking them all, unless any of them have affected me. So I didn't actually get my chemo started until about, I think it was about 5:15 yesterday. And that was good. Well, I don't know about good, but it wasn't an issue. I'm so used to having drips attached to me now. It's like when she put the thing next to me, because I had to walk out to the pharmacist with it when they were querying all my drugs, and I was like, oh, I missed you. I haven't been dragging this around for weeks. So yeah. So it was just, I didn't realise they put a bag of saline up before they put the chemo up, just to kind of flush through. And then they put the saline up, but they cover it in a brown bag. Don't know what that's about. So I didn't actually notice when they changed the bag initially, and then I looked up for, why is that brown bag there? And realised why. But this drug that I'm having, it only takes half an hour to administer. When they change it to this triple triple strength kill you dead, then it will be 5 hours. So nightmare. But anyway, I had it, and then we thought we'd go for dinner because we'd been up at the hospital since 9 a.m. and it was 6. So we went for dinner, and I said, "Do you think I'm allowed to have red wine?" Because that's what I wanted. I didn't know the answer to that. I still don't know the answer to that. I will find out today, though. Although, having said that, I did, when we were in the car going home, we looked it up. And actually, they said there was a couple of drugs that it wasn't chemo drugs that it's not great with, but otherwise you should be okay. So I've taken that as I was okay. I only had a small glass of red wine and some pasta. But I didn't. Unfortunately, I have started chemo with a really heavy cold, so that had just been getting gradually worse anyway during the day. Um, so I suppose if you had chemo, then on top of it, it probably wasn't that great. I got home, and once we'd sorted out my paperwork and my phone left, I remember sitting in the front room thinking, oh, I'll just watch this, catch up on something. I don't think I ever got to even turn the TV on. I must have fallen asleep immediately because although the living room lights were on, the TV wasn't. So I think I slept in the sofa for about 3 hours. And then I came upstairs and I thought, I cannot be asked with this. Oh, the whole palaver around keeping the PICC line infection free by making sure it doesn't get wet. So I just put on a load of night clothes and socks and everything and went to bed. So that was another 8.5 hours I got asleep on top of the 3 when I got home. So I had a good old sleep, so I was probably a bit tired, I think. I got 3 stupid phone calls from these scammers to my home line about, this is your internet service provider. A load of bloody rubbish. So, but that's what woke me out of my sleep, and I've been on the phone ever since. Some of it business, some of it not. So I don't feel too bad. I felt worse when I actually woke up, but I feel okay now. I've got a headache or something, but I had that for a little bit before anyway. I just think it's a bit worse, and I had a lot of pain behind my eyes, but the longer I've been up, the less that seems to bother me. So so day 1 after chemo. I'm going to have to, it's 1 o'clock, I haven't got out of bed yet actually. So, yeah. But I am going to get up and I'm going to drive up the road in a minute. So I don't feel any particular way, just my eyes feel heavy. That's the only thing. And that's why I'm liking keeping them shut. But, yeah, I'm just, it's not too bad, but it's a cumulative effect, isn't it? So apparently there was this woman, well, she was there, but she was talking to my friend while I was having all these things done, and she said, oh, it'll be the second one that will hit her. So I don't plan for that to happen. It has to be said. I'm not having all this shit of sticking my head in a toilet all day. The other thing I've done is put on these wristbands, the travel wristbands, because I think they helped me. I think they helped me when I went to the Far East, because I've only just recently been diagnosed. It's all happened so quickly. I went to the Far East and I put these travel bands on before I ever left my house. And I only ate 3 meals over the 9 days anyway, because I thought I had a virus. Who knew? So I got back from the Far East on the 1st of June, and my friend downloaded her photos and left. I went to the bank and Sainsbury's, and I came back and I took these travel bans off. And within an hour of doing that, I was throwing up all over my house for the next 7 hours. So I've put them on this morning. Yeah, I think it was this morning. And I'm not taking them off for the entire 6 months that they're going to chemoize me. So, because I think they worked pretty well. So that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Because the other thing is, they want to give you steroids to prevent the sickness, which I understand. But one, I don't like the steroids thing, even though I could do with the weight. But also, it affects. I was diabetic, and it's in remission because I lost so much weight. It wasn't too bad anyway, but it's gone away. And they've said that these steroids push your sugar levels up, which I must admit, when I looked at it last night, it was 11.7, and it's only acceptable between 4 and 10. So I will measure this morning, but I do not want to have to go on to medication for diabetes. So, you know, I am not. They want me to take these 3 tablets, this tablet 3 times a day, and I'm like, I don't want something that's going to push my sugar levels up to give myself a second condition. So I'm going to have to try and balance it off. If these travel bans work as well as they have done for me, I'm going to try and use that as part of my solution. I will have a tablet every day, but I just don't want to have 3. I don't know. Maybe I'll take 1 in the morning. I don't feel like I need it at this point, so I don't really know. Maybe I'll have 1 tablet for the day, and then we'll see where we go from there. It's trial and error. The whole bloody thing's trial and error. All the staff say to you is, "Oh well, suck it and see. You'll cope with it." That's their answer to everything. The PICC line that I have is in my arm, which you can't see. And then what they do is they cover the port with gauze, and then they put a bandage on your arm, and then you're supposed to walk around like that, which is fine. So obviously everything I would wear is sleeved anyway. But of course, there's the old issue of bathing, isn't there? I've just had a bloody issue with when I had the sepsis, and I couldn't bathe for 5 weeks once they strapped those 2 stupid bags to me. And just having got over that in the last, is it a week or is it 2 weeks today? Oh, no, not today. It might be 9 days, yeah. So just having been able to shower properly for the last 9 days, I now am in a position where I have to make sure that this port never gets wet, because that becomes a source of infection. So I'm going to have to go out in a minute and buy gauze, lots more gauze, because I need 6 months worth, and bandages, and cling film. I've got cling film though, but they said the best thing to use is cling film when you're going to have a shower. So you've got the bandage on, wrap it in cling film, wrap your arm or wherever the port is in cling film, and then they give you like a little plastic sleeve with elastic at the top and the bottom, and you put that over the cling film, and hopefully those 2 or 3 things never work for you, and it never gets wet. That's what I'm hoping, because I remember when my sis Yaz had a port in for her breast cancer, and it gave her, it's the first time, and that gave her so much trouble. So I've always been very aware of this port, but they had it in her chest. I'm not surprised it gave her trouble. At least I've got this in my arm. I think is a much better place for it. But then maybe it's the type of cancer. Mine's pancreatic. As to where they put the port, I do not know. I'm sure I'll be much wiser at the end of the 6 months, but it's day 1, so I feel fine, and I think I'm going to get up now because I have to go out. So if you find this video, I hope it did whatever you needed it to do, and you come stop back again. So yeah, farewell. Get 8 hours sleep. Don't be the idiot I've been for the last 3 decades. So bye all.